Adnan Iqbal, Unit 5, Engineering Sports.
Right, so for P1 criteria, you can describe 4 different types of injuries associated with sports participation. So tell me your first type of injury.
First type is soft tissue injury.
Right, yes, so what is soft tissue injury?
Soft tissue injury is the damage of muscle, ligament and tendon throughout the body.
Good, so can you give me an example?
I've got 6 examples. I've got sprain, strain, bruising, grazing, blister and cuts.
Good.
A sprain is when you tear the ligament, and there are 3 types of places where you can sprain your ankle: knee and your wrist. But the most common sprain is when you sprain your ankle, and most of the sprain is when you need to have surgery on.
Right, good. So can you talk to me about your second type?
My second type is serious injury.
Serious, good. So what's a serious injury?
A serious injury is death led to paralysis.
So the worst case scenario is
death.
Death.
And then it leads to paralysis.
So you could be paralysed.
Yeah, you could be paralysed, but death is the serious one.
Serious, yeah. Right. So can you tell me an example then?
Back injury. Most people get back injury when you play rugby because you land on your back. So that is one. Spinal cord injury is similar to back injury, but it causes a loss or impaired function resulting in the reduced mobility or feeling.
And so third type?
Third is fraction. A fraction is when you break a bone in your body. There are 2 types of fraction: open fraction and closed fraction.
So what's an open fracture?
A broken bone that penetrates the skin.
So what's a closed fracture then?
A broken bone that does not penetrate the skin.
Good, so can you just give me an example?
In rugby, so when you play football and you go into the attack and you land on your back and you open your neck, your bone that's here, you split that, so that's open.
So what would happen to that bone if you split it then?
It would break. And
good. So think of a more specific in football.
Yeah.
Say if you tackled someone in the leg,
yeah,
and they didn't have shin pads on, what might happen?
The ankle, they'll break a bone or something.
So if they broke the tibia in the leg, so they didn't have shin pads on, what would happen to that bone?
It would snap.
And then it
would bend and stuff.
So if it snaps, would it come out?
It would come out, so it's open.
Good. So then your fourth type of injury?
Overuse injury. Injury that occurs due to excessive amount of exercise.
Good, so excessive amount of exercise, so loads of repetitive. Good.
Yeah, and I've got tendon, thick fibre cords that are attached to the bone. And when playing sports, you can dislocate your bone. Football is the most common sport that you may dislocate your bone.
So which bone would dislocate in football, do you think?
Your elbow, your knee, or the bottom part of your knee.
So you could dislocate your knee playing football?
Yeah.
Right. So for P2 then, can you describe 2 types of illnesses?
Asthma and heart attack.
Right, good. So tell me about asthma.
Asthma is when people when they find it hard to breathe. Most people will have inhalers for asthma because it will help them breathe easier. But when people that have asthma and they play sport, they will tend to take the inhaler with them so they don't fall on the floor, have to go hospital, because some people play football and they forget the asthma pipes and they'll faint, so you have to call ambulance for them. So that's asthma.
Good.
And heart attack is people get heart attack by smoking, eating junk food, or drinking too much. And when heart attack is when the blood flows to a section of the heart and then the muscle becomes blocked. If it flows of the blood is not restored quickly, the section of the heart muscle becomes damaged from the lack of oxygen, and then you begin to die. People find it hard to breathe, and this is what may cause them to have a heart attack.